Hey, Vanna. Hey, Brooka. Hey, Jenna. Haven't seen you in a bit. Hey, Jordan. At least it feels like I haven't seen you in a bit, Jenna. Jenna got married. Ooh. Good for you, Jenna. Wait for a week for my your stepsister's wedding. Fair enough. I hope you had a nice time. Washington State, nice this time of year. Stuck in a balloon arch. The time change has a mess last night. Fair enough. Fair enough, Jenna. Hey, Scrapegoat. Scrapegoat. Scrape, either way. Scrape in the sheets, goat in the. Yeah. What order for dinner? I just got Sandy Bears. Hey, Ian. I decided to just go with Sandy Bears. Wasn't feeling anything special, so. Hey, Buttercup. Hey, Habibi. You emailed Elon Musk. Nice shirt. Thanks, Ian. It's my pink Sailor Moon shirt. Habibi, I wouldn't expect Elon Musk to reply because he probably gets a lot of emails. Serious goods for life? Hell yeah. But urgent, so he might. I mean, that might actually do it. He does seem like the gullible type, frankly. You know, the only reason Jump Scaly, hey Killface. The only reason I think Elon Musk might not see your email is because, in all likelihood, there's somebody else who actually monitors his email. Hey, alien. He is a stupid, gullible fool. So I feel like somebody else probably handles his email account just so that he's. Just that he's not giving money to princes and shit. Turn this channel into an Elon Musk reaction channel? No. So is Zuckerberg. Elon Musk looks like someone put Ron Howard in the microwave. Anyone else find Elon weirdly sexy? Nope. I sure as hell don't. But I'm not attracted to men in general. Anyway, Elon Musk is an idiot, is the important part. That man is not cute. No. I have never seen One Piece now. I have never read or watched any One Piece. Might be Wednesday. We'll see. Leon from Resident Evil 4. Hey, Joanna. Your daughter was Leon last Halloween. Sounds cute. Went to Nashville last week and I met No Neck Ed. How's No Neck Ed doing? What's new? Nothing much. I have over 10,000 songs on my computer now. And I finished recording my Let's Play of Final Fantasy IV. So now I'm just putting information together before I start in on Final Fantasy V. Short, but he's posting on Twitter that he's down 20 pounds. He comes up to your nipple. How many years till 13? I would guess maybe 3. What do I listen to music on? Honestly, I just use Windows Media Player. I just download music and put it on and play it on Windows Media Player. Remember LimeWire? Yep, I remember LimeWire. Oh, good night, Alien Holly. I've gotten super into Porridge Radio. Hey, Fernanda. It's a film or TV show you find heavily overrated. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I fucking hated those pieces of shit. The first 2 especially, I fucking hated. Still had the viruses now. Yeah. The new Joker film? I will not. How do you hate those movies? Because they're pretentious? Like, I just find them deeply pretentious. Hey, Gigi. Controversy about it pandering to LGBT. Well, no. What happened with the new Joker film is basically, part specifically to you. So in the first movie, I fucking hated the shaky cam. Shaky cam is one of the worst fucking developments in the history of filmmaking. It is horrible. It is vile. Shaky cam is fucking vile. You know, like, it works for something like, say, the Blair Witch Project, which is, it's found footage, is the, it's found footage genre. Something like that, sure, fine. But for an action movie, it means you can't fucking see what's happening. Like, at no point in any of the fight scenes in Batman Begins could I even begin to understand what the fuck was happening. The fight scenes were completely impossible to follow. And that is a problem in a fucking action movie. Like, when you've got an action movie, you want to be able to see the fucking action. Um, Why did the Egyptians trade scarabs? And so there was that. And it's also just so fucking full of itself. You're making a movie about a guy who dresses up as a bat. It's not that fucking serious, dudes. The second one was the same thing. The wildest part is the third of those movies. Was it Dark Knight? Was it Rises? Dark Knight Rises was the third one. That was actually the least shitty of the three. Wasn't a great movie. It wasn't. It still wasn't a particularly great movie. But it was the one that seemed to take itself least seriously somehow. Um, as for Joker, I have a big problem with the Joker. With Joker 2, honestly, was the fact that it was two problems. First, it was a musical. Second, uh, all the incels were very unhappy about their idol getting a girlfriend. That's unbelievable. Yeah, the thing with like he did a great performance as a character who wasn't the Joker. Hi, Kiki. That's what it goes down. Like he did. Heath Ledger delivered a great performance as a character who wasn't actually the Joker, and that wasn't on him. That was like the plot, the storyline, the writing, the plotting. They made it get like the writers came up with a character who wasn't actually the Joker, and Heath Ledger delivered a great job as whoever that character was. Was not into it. I loved the first one. You know I love Kaga. The musical scenes were grating, led nowhere. Key Phoenix was alright, but not great. I do wish that you know what I kind of feel about the Joker. It would be great to see a return of like the classic Joker. You know, the guy who isn't necessarily, you know, first of all, absolutely no just no real philosophy. Just somebody who just wants to have a good time and genuinely doesn't care if other people get hurt in the process. Movies coming up you're looking forward to? Not particularly, Habibi. But I don't know, it's like everyone tries to take Joker so seriously these days. Like everyone's got like this oh so deep, serious version of the Joker. Cesar Romero wouldn't even shave his mustache. That's my feeling. Get back to a Joker like that. Like that is how seriously Joker should be taken. Cesar Romero wouldn't shave his fucking mustache to play that character, and everyone else is all going into these dark places. You know, you got to go into these really dark places to play the character. Like, no, you don't. He's a fucking clown. Literally, he's a murder clown. He's just a clown who just happens to use gun, who just happens to kill people. He's not that he's not that complicated. Just play him as a fucking clown. Anyway, trivia. Anyone have any category preferences? The movies are just the origin story of the Joker movement, not the character. But I mean, it's the same thing where they're like, oh, you know, where they're taking them seriously. Halloween. I buckle up. I actually like the idea of Halloween. Since we are so close. Does there to kind of see it? Know what I mean? My point stands, Jordan. We need. Yeah. I just wish that people would stop taking Joker more seriously than he actually is. He is a literal clown. The new coat. It is not a new coat, no. All right. Halloween quiz. After what brand of motor vehicle was Amber Lynn almost named? Volkswagen. Anyway. All right, this is actually kind of funny. So yeah, Halloween trivia. Halloween trivia, people. We're getting on trivia. We're getting started with the fucking trivia, people. Shut the fuck up and... Okay. All right. Hummer. What chorophobic phenomenon allegedly occurred in the weeks leading up to Halloween 2016? What chorophobic phenomenon allegedly occurred in the weeks leading up to Halloween 2016? Clown sightings, Elvis sightings, Bin Laden sightings, Mothman sightings. Those freaky clown people cropping up everywhere. Clown, 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 clown. For the record, coulrophobia is a fear of clowns. C-O-U-L rophobia. So C-O-U-L-R-O phobia. Coulrophobia is a fear of clowns. So yes, the answer is clown sightings. I wish it was Mothman. Everyone always wishes it was Mothman. On a side note, Sophie Campbell, phenomenal writer, artist, cartoonist, is making a Mothra comic book. Going to be doing a Mothra comic series. So if you like comics and you like Godzilla or Mothra, anyway. Number 2. The ghosts of Al Capone, Birdman Stroud, and other notorious notables are said to haunt what former federal penitentiary? Hi, JJ. Used to piss my mom off by calling her Mothra. That's funny. So yeah, ghosts of Al Capone, Birdman Stroud, and other notorious notables are said to haunt what former federal penitentiary? Sing Sing, Alcatraz, Andersonville, or Leavenworth? Spirit Halloween. And yeah. Keelface got it, Gigi got it, Ian got it. It is Alcatraz. All right. Which of these statements about the terrifying classic Halloween of 1978 and the subsequent Halloween of 2018 is not true? Which of these statements about the 1978 Halloween and 2018 Halloween is not true? The killer Michael Myers appears in both. Both star Jamie Lee Curtis. The 2018 movie is a reboot of the 1978 movie. Both are scored by John Carpenter. Which of those is not true? Michael Myers appears in both. Both star Jamie Lee Curtis. 2018 movie is a reboot of the 1978 movie. Both are scored by John Carpenter. I know someone who can play the Halloween song on keyboard. Nice, nice. So yeah, the actual answer is C. The actual answer is C. So Habibi got it, and Ian got it, and Jordan got it. The 2018 movie is not actually a reboot of the original. It's not a reboot. It is a direct sequel. Who was the first person executed in the Salem witch trials of colonial Massachusetts? Who was the first person executed in the Salem witch trials of colonial Massachusetts? Bridget Bishop, Mary Walcott, Abigail Adams, or Virginia Dare? I think I was thinking of the Rob Zombie one. Probably Killface. Actually, wasn't the 2018 one? I don't know. I don't know movies. Aunt Hilda, Yo Mama, Abe Lincoln, Giles, me. Bridget Bishop, Mary Walcott, Abigail Adams, or Virginia Dare? The answer is actually Bridget Bishop. It was Bridget Bishop. They all sound like normal ladies to me. They almost certainly were. Virginia Dare, I think, was the first person born in the New World. I believe Virginia Dare was the first person born after the year, like the first white person, I should say, the first white person born in the New World. A poem traditionally recited at Halloween is Halloween 1785, a mixture of Scots and English, written by what poet known as the Bard of Ayrshire? Robert Burns, Samuel Coleridge Taylor, Lord Byron, or William Blake? 1785 poem called Halloween, mixture of Scots and English, written by Burns, Taylor, Byron, or Blake? Gonna stick this one out. Byron, my lord, Byron, Lord, Burns. And Habibi gets it right. It was Robert Burns, although spelled differently. Burns. Robert Burns, one of Scotland's greatest ever poets. I knew his name's Scottish. Hair. Three of these four celebrities were born on Halloween. Who is the odd one out? So, which of these four was not born on Halloween? John Candy, Rob Schneider, Peter Jackson, Ron Kovic. Which of them was not born on Halloween? John Candy, Rob Schneider, Peter Jackson, Ron Kovic. This John Candy so much. Yeah, he was great. Who's John Candy? Legendary comedian, legendary comedic actor. He was, yeah, sweet guy. Yeah, he was he was one of those guys, like really sweet. And yeah, he just did a lot of uh, classic comedy movies. And puns notwithstanding, he was, by all accounts, a really good dude, like a sweet dude. Canadian bacon, yet Chris Farley of the '80s, but more suave. Kinda, yeah, yeah. He was a bit of a bigger dude. He was a bit on the heftier side, and he wasn't as over the top as Chris Farley, but he was really funny. Is that where Uncle Buck's name comes from? Probably. Yeah, he was so good. Anyway, the answer to the question is Ron Kovic. Ron Kovic was not born on Halloween. Ron Kovic was a Vietnam vet, and he was the subject of Oliver Stone's "Born on the 4th of July," because Ron Kovic was born on the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Buck. And a new question. According to local legend, the first known mention of trick or treating occurred in North America, uh, or the first known mention of trick or treating in North America occurred in what Canadian province? Known for Rocky Mountain foothills, the Yellowhead Pass, fertile plains, herds of beef cattle, and the Athabasca oil sands. Hey, Sam. First known mention of trick or treating in North America occurred in what Canadian province? Known for Rocky Mountain foothills, the Yellowhead Pass, fertile plains, herds of beef cattle, and the Athabasca oil sands. Alberta, Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Island, or Ontario. Canadian geography is my worst subject. Alberta, Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Island, Ontario. The answer is Alberta. I mean, Athabasca oil sands is enough to tell me that it's Alberta. Halloween was influenced by an ancient Roman festival that celebrated what wood nymph, keeper of apple trees, and goddess of fruitful abundance? Hey, Scottish Sophie. Ancient Roman festival that celebrated what wood nymph, keeper of apple trees and goddess of fruitful abundance? Minerva, Pomona, Clio, or Juno? Minerva, Pomona, Clio, or Juno? Buckle Up is the one who actually guessed it right. Pomona. The answer is Pomona. Which actually makes sense. Apple trees, pom. I do know the French word for apple is pomme. Pomme. So actually, yeah, it makes sense that it actually does make sense that yeah, apple tree nymph would be named Pomona. Yeah, that makes sense. Pom. Apfel is German, I'm sure. Pomegranate. A full moon. A full moon that appears in October in the Northern Hemisphere is typically known in American folklore as a hunter's moon, or what other more Halloweeny name that has come to also to mean a total lunar eclipse. Blood moon, hunger moon, beaver moon, or frost moon. How is beaver moon Halloweeny? How is a beaver moon a Halloween thing? Anyway, full moon that appears in October in the Northern Hemisphere is typically known in American folklore as a hunter's moon, or what other more Halloweeny name that has come also to mean a total lunar eclipse. Blood moon, hunger moon, beaver moon, frost moon. Beavers are scary, remember? Apparently so. Beaver moon is a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the answer is a blood moon. And finally, last of this quiz. Black cats have been believed in some cultures to be witches' familiars. What chemical makes a cat's fur appear solid black? Sysadmin, albumin, melanin, cyanocobalamin. What chemical makes a cat's fur appear black? Sysadmin, albumin, melanin, cyanocobalamin. How would I pronounce that one? So, like, how did I actually I don't know if I got that one completely right, but how did I pronounce it smoothly? Hair fibers. Very important beavers. Flirting with a guy from Dunblane. Anyway, the answer, turns out, is melanin. Hey, Clockwork Pineapple. What makes polar bears white? They roll around in mayo. Privilege. They listen to a lot of Michael Bolton. What makes polar bears white? They listen to a lot of Michael Bolton. I gotta refill my water glass. Give me one moment. Yeah. The hair shafts are hollow and they reflect light, kind of like how ice does. Should we do for next trivia? I was thinking horror movies. Anyone want to do a horror film trivia, horror movie trivia? I know a lot of people here are fans of horror, so. All right, so I'm bad at it. So am I, Vanna. Don't worry about it. Be surprised if I get more than 3 of these. All right, so the premise behind this quiz, there is a magic horror section. All of the video covers are blank, but picking up a box to read the summary will take you into that movie. The only way out without getting slashed is to answer what movie you've stumbled upon. You pick up a box and start reading. Suddenly, you're walking through a deserted parking lot when from behind you hear, "Helen, be my victim." Who or what is after you? Aliens, Candyman, Psycho, or Hannibal? You're walking through a deserted parking lot when from behind you hear, "Helen, be my victim." Who or what is after you? Aliens, Candyman, Psycho, or Hannibal? Hannibal. Apparently the answer is Candyman. All right. You're in a deep well. A shadowy figure at the top of the well shouts down, "It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again." It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Blob, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Dawn of the Dead, or Silence of the Lambs. This one everybody knows. Everybody knows this one. The answer is Silence of the Lambs. Hey, Tanea. Seeing it, I don't remember this part. I mean, it's honestly one of the most famous parts of the movie. Little girl trapped in a well, and oh shit, what's the bad guy's name? What the hell is that dude's name? The guy who's being hunted. He shuts down. No, not Hannibal. It wasn't Hannibal Lecter who said it. No, it wasn't Hannibal Lecter who's Buffalo Bill. Thank you, Tanea. Buffalo Bill, yeah. The guy who Jodie Foster's character is actually hunting, using Hannibal as, to help her hunt him. Who's the bad guy in that movie? Buffalo Bill is the well, I mean, it's hard to say. He's not really the bad guy. I mean, Hannibal is the villain in the movie, but he's helping to hunt down Buffalo Bill. All right. Next one. Wrong one was on the hell. That was it. It's been a long time since I watched the movie. All right. Standing in the middle of the street with three other people, you turn as a man says, "You got a letter? I got run over. Helen gets her hair chopped off. Julie gets a dead body in her trunk. And you got a letter? Oh, that's balanced." What movie is that from? Well, scene supposedly took place in the city I grew up in. Neat. Is that I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Faculty, Joyride, or Disturbing Behavior? You got a letter? I got run over. Helen gets her hair chopped off. Julie gets a dead body in her trunk. And you get a letter? Oh, that's balanced. Is that from I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Faculty, Joyride, or Disturbing Behavior? The answer is I Know What You Did Last Summer. A tiny woman is explaining something to a woman and a man. That alone, actually, that alone might actually be enough of a hint right there. A tiny woman is explaining something to a woman and a man. She says, "It lies to her. It tells her things only a child can understand. To her, it simply is another child. To us, it is the beast." Poltergeist? Poltergeist 2, The Other Side? Poltergeist 3? Or Poltergeist 4? Fuck this question. I do like that it's like, which Poltergeist movie is it that has that scene? To for the record, Killface, trust your gut. You got it right the first time. It was Poltergeist. The first Poltergeist. You're looking at a man who explains I lied. The house is alive. We're all gonna die. Unfortunately, you've stumbled into this movie that recounts a birthday party gone horribly wrong. House on Haunted Hill, April Fool's Day, The Haunting, or House. I lied. The house is alive. We're all gonna die. Movie that recounts a birthday party gone horribly wrong. House on Haunted Hill, April Fool's Day, The Haunting, or House. It is House on Haunted Hill. Movie was House on Haunted Hill. You feel like you're in a basement. Peering up into the darkness, you discover the ceiling and all the walls are covered with what looks like wax covered dead bodies. What movie? Ceiling and walls covered with wax covered dead bodies. What movie is that going to be from? Jeepers Creepers? Texas Chainsaw Massacre? The Lawnmower Man? Or Stir of Echoes? Jeepers Creepers, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Lawnmower Man, or Stir of Echoes? Japair. It is, in fact, Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? Yep. You find yourself face to face with a man yelling at an obviously dismayed police officer. Missing? Please! It's the weekend. He's most likely holed up in some hotel somewhere with a girl. Or a boy, farm animal, whatever. Weren't you ever 18? Yeah, answer for a minute. Fair enough. Missing? Please! It's the weekend. He's most likely holed up in some hotel somewhere with a girl. Or a boy, farm animal, whatever. Weren't you ever 18? John Carpenter's Vampires, Urban Legend, The Hitcher, or Virus? John Carpenter's Vampires, Urban Legend, The Hitcher, or Virus? The answer was Urban Legend. This one doesn't even give multiple choices. Never seen it. Neither have I. This one, it doesn't even give multiple choices. You're alone in a large house. The phone rings. When you pick it up, there doesn't seem to be anyone on the line. Quietly, you say, "Who's there?" After a long pause, a voice frantically says, "Never say who's there. Don't you watch scary movies? It's a death wish. You might as well come out to investigate a strange noise or something." Never say who's there. Don't you watch scary movies? It's a death wish. You might as well come out to investigate a strange noise or something. And yeah. Answer that one's obvious. I've never even seen Scream. And even I was like, oh, that's going to be Scream. So good. F you to the moon. I'm not a fan of horror films, Killface. It's not a genre that I enjoy. So you're transported to a long hallway with flowing red curtains down each side. There are three women crawling on the walls towards another woman standing on the floor. One says, "You had him every night in your dreams and you didn't even share," to the woman on the floor. What dream is it? Or what movie is it? Blade, Dracula 2000, Dead Ringers, or 13 Ghosts? Blade, Dracula 2000, Dead Ringers, or 13 Ghosts? Three women crawling on the walls towards another woman standing on the floor, and one says, "You had him every night in your dreams and you didn't even share," to the woman on the floor. Blade, Dracula 2000, Dead Ringers, or 13 Ghosts? Yeah. The answer is Dracula 2000, which, I'll be honest, sounds like some, like, Dracula 2000 makes me think of, like, some 80s movie that's set in the future, that sounded like this super sci-fi future of 2000, of the year 2000. Dracula 2000 is doo-doo. So I heard. And I mean, the fact that it's called Dracula 2000, Dracula with hover cars, yeah, that's kind of what I'm like. That's kind of what I picture. The sci-fi dystopia with everyone wearing like really stupid looking, "this is what people will wear in the future" outfits. Hey, Beetlejuice set. Yeah, wearing these stupid outfits that people in the 80s thought that people would wear. In this distant year of 2000. In the year 2000. In the year 2000. Anyway, you're transported to a moving subway. A woman walks over to a priest that is sitting down on the other side of the car and screams, "How's your faith these days, Father? How's your faith?" So it's The Exorcist, Lost Souls, Bless the Child, or Stigmata. Woman walks over to a priest on a subway car and screams, "How's your faith these days, Father? How's your faith?" Exorcist, lost souls, bless the child, stigmata. Hello, stigmata. Hello, stigmata. Here I am at Camp Stigmata. Camp Stigmata. The 80s thought alien clothes were going to be the thing. In the 2000 bell bottoms came back. Yeah. Anyway, the answer apparently is stigmata. Okay, I don't know that I really need to give much more Camp Granada. Yeah. I don't know that I need to give much more than this one line. They're all gonna laugh at you. Stigmata good for me because Gabrielle Byrne all sultry. There. They're all gonna laugh at you. Hey, color purple. So yeah. Looking in a mirror at a plain girl in a pink semi-formal dress. Behind you, your mother is yelling, "They're all gonna laugh at you." John Candy reincarnated. I say that all the time. And yes, the answer is indeed Carrie. Sissy Spacek. You hear a woman gush, "I am your number one fan. There is nothing to worry about. You are going to be just fine. I am your number one fan." When the mom throws the water in her face is one of the scariest scenes I ever saw as a kid. "I love you, Paul." I suppose I will give the options: Misery, Disturbing Behavior, Halloween H2O, and Final Destination. Halloween H20 or Final Destination. So yeah, pretty obvious one. Misery. Books are amazing. These two adaptations, Carrie and Misery, are good ass movies. Halloween Mermaids. All right. This one, I hope people get. I do hope people get this one because I had this movie. Actually, I'm pretty sure I actually have seen this one. I think I'm pretty sure I watched this one with Chantal once. One girl with black eye makeup and dyed black hair exclaims to another, "You know, in the old days, if a witch betrayed her coven, they would kill her." Girl with black eye makeup and dyed black hair says, "You know, in the old days, if a witch betrayed her coven, they would kill her." Once again, don't even need to give the options. The options listed are Witches of Eastwick, It, The Blair Witch Project, or yes. Carrie was supposed to be kind of fat. Yeah, but movies don't cast fat people. Fat people don't exist in Hollywood. Come on, unless they're comedic relief, like fat dudes as comedic relief. Asking a bunch of freaks. And yes, the answer is The Craft. The ending of the Stephen King book is one of my pet peeves. He usually always pisses me off. Fair. Hey, Rebecca. I will say, from what I understand, I've seen people complain about Stephen King being kind of fat phobic. I have seen people complain about that being an issue with Stephen King as well, as that he clearly does not seem to like fat people. Anyway, how to pleasure the male anatomy trivia. Next question. Again, this is another one where it's not multiple choice. This is not a multiple choice question because the answer is so fucking obvious. Three, four, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. What's the name of the movie, though? India. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes. Every town has an Elm Street. Probably. Most probably do. And last question in this category, in this quiz. HBO doing a documentary about that concept. Pretty good. That's a cool idea. Anyway, sitting around a kitchen table with a family. To the left, 2 police officers are questioning your mother. Something is not quite right about this family. It looks like the Cleaver family, but there is something off about the mother. Suddenly, she says, "I'm sorry, detective, but we don't allow gum in this house." My Mom's a Werewolf, Serial Mom, The Dirt on Mom, or Mama's Boy. My Mom's a Werewolf, Serial Mom, The Dirt on Mom, or Mama's Boy. And very good job, Beetlejuice, getting that one before I even gave the before I even had the option, before I even gave the options. Guessing Serial Mom. You are a horror fan because I've never even heard of that fucking movie. So yeah, Serial Mom. Ghost trivia? We can do ghost. We can try ghost trivia. I actually do want to do another one though. I want to do literary. I want to do literary horror. Literary monsters. Let's do literary monsters. Descriptions of some classic monsters in literature. God damn it, Buckle. At least let me Buckle, at least let me read the question before you actually get the correct answer. It was already 1 a.m. The rain pattered dismally against the panes, and my candle was nearly burnt out, when, by the glimmer of the half-extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the creature open. Like, right on, like you guessed the answer to the first question before I could ask the first question. That's it. It was already 1 a.m. The rain pattered dismally against the panes, and my candle was nearly burnt out when, by the glimmer of the half extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the creature open. And yes, the answer was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Yeah, you can guess the name of the book or the author. I wrote it up, but didn't push send until I saw better. Yep. Frankenstein's monster. I mean, he could also be called Frankenstein. Frankenstein created it. Frankenstein created the creature, meaning he is the creature's father, meaning the monster would have inherited Frankenstein's surname. So yeah, you can call the monster Frankenstein. Frank Jr. Well, no, because Frankenstein is the last name. The doctor's first name is Victor. It's Victor Frankenstein. Frankenstein. His name, it's pronounced Frankenstein. In the book, he's called Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, and in the book, he's never given a name. Frankenstein. Anyway, next one. Next question. When it walked, it moved rather like a man on crutches. Two of the blunt legs slid forward. Then the whole thing lurched as the rear one drew almost level with them. Then the two in front slid forward again. At each step, the long stem whipped violently back and forth. It gave one a kind of seasick feeling to watch. As a method of progress, it looked both strenuous and clumsy, faintly reminiscent of young elephants at play. One felt that if it were to go on lurching for long in that fashion, it would be bound to strip all its leaves if it did not actually break its stem. Nevertheless, ungainly though it looked, it was contriving to cover the round at something like an average walking place. Kurt Siodmak, Donovan's Brain. John Wyndham, Day of the Triffids. Cornell Woolrich, Black Alibi. H.G. Wells, The Island of Dr. Moreau. Donovan's Brain, Day of the Triffids, Black Alibi, or The Island of Dr. Moreau. Chupacabra. I'm surprised nobody is guessing this one. Oh, Killface actually did guess it right. And yeah, it's Day of the Triffids. Also, it's Chupacabra. The creature you're thinking of, Beetle Buckle, is Chupacabra. Anyway, yeah, Day of the Triffids. Carnivorous ambulatory plants. My man's knew it wasn't a guess. I was pretty sure. Even before looking at the answer, I was like, oh, that's probably it. Artites. That's tribbles. Buckle up. You're thinking of tribbles. You're thinking of tribbles. Next one. Every nail, claw, scale, and spur, every spike and welt on the hand of that heathen brute was like barbed steel. Everybody said there was no honed iron hard enough to pierce him through, no time-proofed blade that could cut his brutal, blood-caked claw. Tribbles are cute. Yep. John Keats, La Belle Dame Sans Merci. Anne Rice, The Vampire Lestat. Shamie Haney translation of Beowulf. Or John Fowles The Collector. La Belle Dame Sans Merci. Merci. The Vampire Lestat, Beowulf, or The Collector. Every nail, claw, scale, and spur, every spike and welt on the hand of that heathen brute was like barbed steel. This might help. This work's date of publication is unknown, but it's an important part of the Western cultural tradition. And it is Beowulf. All right, this one's a vampire novel. The mouth, so far as I could see it under the heavy mustache, was fixed and rather cruel looking, with peculiarly, that's a weird word to say, peculiarly sharp white teeth. These protruded over the lips, whose remarkable ruddiness showed astonishing vitality in a man of his years. For the rest, his ears were pale, and the tops extremely pointed. The chin was broad and strong, and the cheeks firm, though thin. The general effect was one of extraordinary power. Is that from Dracula, Twilight, Salem's Lot, or The Hunger? Harry Potter's little friend. Well, you figure it's the ginger kid. You think it's the ginger kid? Buckle up. So we've got guesses of Dracula, The Hunger, and Salem's Lot. Who is the little elf guy? I don't know. Dobby. Sure. The answer is Dracula. The answer is Dr. Acula. It was Dr. Acula was the answer. Ghost story. We got a ghost story for this one. No, nor did he believe it even now, though he looked the phantom through and through, and saw it standing before him, though he felt the chilling influence of its death-cold eyes, and marked the very texture of the folded kerchief bound about its head and chin, which wrapper he had not observed before. He was still incredulous, and fought against his senses. Is that from A Christmas Carol? Clive Barker's The Midnight Meat Train, Henry James' The Turn of the Screw, or Peter Straub, Ghost Story? Ghost Story, Ghost Story. Peter Straub, Ghost Story. No one thinks that prose sounds like Clive Barker? I'm not sure what Clive Barker's prose reads like, honestly. I don't actually know what Clive Barker's writing style is like. Anyway, the answer is actually Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. That quote is from A Christmas Carol. We all suck. All right. It was a terrible, indescribable thing, faster than any subway train. A shapeless congeries of protoplasmic bubbles, faintly self-luminous, and with myriads of temporary eyes forming and unforming as pustules of greenish light all over the tunnel, filling front over the tunnel filling front that bore down upon us, crushing the frantic penguins and slithering over the glistening floor that it and its kind had swept so evilly free of all litter. Which work set in Antarctica is this from? Charles L. Grant, The Pet, Edgar Allan Poe, The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket, H.P. Lovecraft, At the Mountains of Madness, or Poppy Z. Brite, Exquisite Corpse? It's from Ghostbusters. That quote makes me not want to read. Fair, Killface. That's actually pretty fair. I'll acknowledge that is actually completely fair. That is a very creepy and disgusting phrasing that he uses. And yes, that is Lovecraft. H.P. Lovecraft at the Mountains of Madness. Next one. There he lay, a vast red golden dragon, fast asleep. A thrumming came from his jaws and nostrils, and wisps of smoke, but his fires were low in slumber. Beneath him, under all his limbs and his huge coiled tail, and about him on all sides, stretching away across the unseen floors, lay countless piles of precious things, gold wrought and unwrought, gems and jewels, and silver red stained in the ruddy light. Is that from Anne McCaffrey, Dragonflight, Tolkien, The Hobbit, Robert Jordan, The Eye of the World, or La Chanson de Roland? Dragonflight, The Hobbit, The Eye of the World, or La Chanson de Roland? Hobbit, Dragonflight. You lied about remembering it. House of the Dragon. I can't spell dragon. Apparently not. Drangan. Yeah, Dragonflight. The answer is The Hobbit. It was The Hobbit. That was smog. It was describing smog from The Hobbit. Discord, pass. Well, listen to Killface. Pass. I have no interest in Discord. Number 8. We're almost done with this quiz. So number 8. They all agreed that it was a huge creature, luminous, ghastly, and spectral. Oh. Okay. So sorry, Buttercup. Sorry, Buckle Up. Good night, Buckle Up. Anyway, they all agreed that it was a huge creature, luminous, ghastly, and spectral. I have cross-examined these men, one of them a hard-headed countryman, one a farrier, and one a moorland farmer, who all tell the same story of this dreadful apparition, exactly corresponding to the hellhound of the legend. I assure you that there is a reign of terror in this district, and that it is a hardy man who will cross the moor at night. Arthur Conan Doyle, the Hound of the Baskervilles; Frank Belknap Long, the Hounds of Tindalos; Stephen King, Cujo; or David Seltzer, The Omen. The Omen. Bigfoot. Since no one will invite me to the Discord because they're weak. Not Cujo. It is not Cujo. I'll eliminate that one. It's not Cujo. Hound of the Baskervilles, the Hounds of Tindalos. Also not The Omen. It is The Hound of the Baskervilles by Arthur Conan Doyle. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Is that John of Patmos, Revelation, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the 1001 Nights, or Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan? Revelation, Epic of Gilgamesh, 1001 Nights, or Leviathan? And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. On a side note, I really should read the Epic of Gilgamesh. I do actually want to read the Epic of Gilgamesh. And, for that matter, I'd like to read the 1001 Nights. Hi, Sunshine. Anyway, it is not actually the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's not Gilgamesh. Sunshine got it. It's Revelation. All right, and this one is a Stephen King book. We're ending with Stephen King. It's set in Maine. That'll narrow it down, right? Once upon a time, not so long, a monster came to the small town of Castle Rock, Maine. Shocking, I know. A Stephen King book set in Maine? Who'd imagine? Anyway, so once upon a time, not so long ago, a monster came to the small town of Castle Rock, Maine. The Sundog, the Dead Zone, Cujo, or Needful Things. Sundog, Dead Zone, Cujo, or Needful Things. Really does not narrow it down. The answer is Cujo. Though what's funny is the monster is actually from the Dead Zone. The monster who came to the town is from the Dead Zone, but that line is from Cujo. Killface! Thank you for 22 months, Killface. For the love of outer space, Dicord. It's not Dicord, sir, and you know Dicord. So it's Dicord. Dickard. You want me to do? You want Dickard? All right, ghost trivia. Shall we do ghost trivia to finish up? That one's, yeah, no to that one. This one might be interesting. This is a tough one. This is apparently a hard one. This is a difficult one. But we'll see. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is supposedly home to two famous ghosts. One of them is Marilyn Monroe. The second really famous ghost is who? Clark Gable, Montgomery Clift, James Dean, or Alfred Hitchcock? Clark Gable, Montgomery Clift, James Dean, or Alfred Hitchcock? Who haunts the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel? It's not James Dean. Cousin lives in Clark Gable's old house. Neat. Hitchcock, because I like saying Hitchcock. It's a good name. It's a good name. The answer is actually Montgomery Clift, unfortunately. This building was originally built in 1863 for Henry Dawson Ellis Bull on the banks of the Stour River in Essex, and has been host to strange paranormal activity for over a century. It is considered one of the most haunted houses in England. Borley Rectory, Manor of Ryleton, Whitby Abbey, Culloden Moor. Borley Rectory, Manor of Ryleton, Whitby Abbey, Culloden Moor. Oh, good night, Beetlejuice. It's Borley Rectory. She has been haunting Justice, Illinois since the 1930s. She has been seen by cops, taxi drivers, ministers, and some young men claim to have taken her dancing to the Willowbrook Ballroom. Hitchhiker Anna, Misty May, Solemn Annie, Resurrection Mary. My Sharona. Hitchhiker Anna, Misty May, Solemn Annie, or Resurrection Mary. I don't know this, Harlot. Not up on my ghost history. Apparently, none of us is. I live 10 minutes from there, Resurrection Mary. You ever see her? Excuse me. And yeah, the answer is Resurrection Mary. She was a beautiful New Orleans socialite who had a grisly hobby. She liked to torture and kill slaves. Madame Bagnon, Madame Marie, Madame Lalaurie, Marie Laveau. Beautiful New Orleans socialite who tortured and killed slaves. Madame Bagnon, Madame Marie, Madame Lalaurie, Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau. American Horror Story. Apparently it is Lalaurie. Madame Lalaurie. Or Lalaurie. I don't know. According to Mexican legend, this woman fell in love with a nobleman who rejected her because of her Indian blood. For over 400 years, her wails of "Oh, my children" has haunted New Mexico City. Ninguna Esperanza, Eterna Decepción, Malvada Madre, La Llorona. God damn, Vanna. Before I even got it out. Yeah, Ninguna Esperanza, Eterna Deception, Malvada Madre, or La Llorona. Vanna knows her Mexican ghosts, apparently. It is La Llorona. Big movie when I was like 15. Fair enough. Pocahontas died in England as a Christian convert named Rebecca Rolfe. Yep. This ghost wrote Telka, Hope Trueblood, and The Sorry Tale, among many others, through a medium by the name of Mrs. Curran. Rosina Despard, Patience Worth, Ruth Simmons, or Hope Trueblood. This ghost wrote Telka, Hope Trueblood, The Sorry Tale, among many others, through a medium by the name of Mrs. Curran. Rosina Despard, Patience Worth, Ruth Simmons, or Hope Trueblood. It's actually Patience Worth. It was Patience Worth. This term loosely means noise spirits and is also a movie title. Don't go into the light. Yeah. Noise spirits. It's poltergeist. Question 8. A young slave girl, Chloe, poisoned the children and wife of Judge Woodruff in this house in Louisiana. The rest of the slaves then hanged her and threw her body into the river. Her spirit still haunts this house, along with that of the 2 young children of Judge Woodruff. Name the house. Myrtle's Plantation, Moore Manor, Bedford Plantation, Bachelor's Grove. Myrtle's Plantation, Moore Manor, Bedford Plantation, or Bachelor's Grove. And yes, Myrtle's Plantation, Bachelor's Grove. Bachelor's Grove is in the Illinois near me. Bachelor's Grove. The answer is Myrtle's Plantation. This one I expect everyone to get. I will be very disappointed in anyone who does not get this one. Legend has it that if you look into the mirror and say her name thrice in a dark room, thrice, her mangled face will appear and try and get you, unless you run very fast or turn on the light. If you look into her room, if you look into the mirror in a dark room and say her name thrice, her mangled face will appear and try and get you, unless you run very fast or turn on the light. Papa John's, Domino's, and Little Caesars. Papa John's, not where I live. Domino's, yes. Little Caesars, I don't think we have one in Cornwall. We do have a Domino's in Cornwall. I don't think we have a Papa John's, and I don't think we have Little Caesars. Pizza Hut? Yes, we have Pizza Hut. Anyway, the answer is obviously Bloody Mary. Taco Bell, yeah, we have Taco Bell. Final question. Final question of the night. This will be the last question for the night. The Los Angeles Pet Cemetery in California is where a lot of celebrity pets are buried. There have been many sightings here, but most notably of K-Bar. What was K-Bar? A pet wolf, a Great Dane, a Persian cat, or an Arabian stallion? K-Bar. Pet wolf, Great Dane, Persian cat, Arabian stallion. Never thought about a horse coffin before. And yet it's a thing. That would be a big ass grave. Imagine having to dig a grave by hand big enough for a horse. It has to be like twice the size of a normal grave. Anyway, K-Bar was a Great Dane, the dog of Rudolph Valentino. Apparently, he makes frequent appearances by his grave to lick all passers-by. And that is cute. That is adorable. Even I have to acknowledge that that's adorable. Whose horse was it? It wasn't a horse. It was a dog. It was a Great Dane. Dog. Of Rudolph Valentino. Apparently, the dog had unfinished business, and that unfinished business was licking more people. Thought I heard digging a horse grave. Well, yeah, I did talk about that. I did talk about like digging a grave for a horse would be a pain in the ass. Grave for a horse would probably have to be twice as big as a grave for a person, so it would probably suck to do if you had to dig it by hand. I know they have to dig horses, but I assume but the casket is a bit much. I don't know what farmers do. I mean, depending on the condition, they may very well just eat the horse. Meat is meat. Great Danes are bigger than a pony. They are big dogs. They don't bury them, they sell their carcass and make products. That's what I was thinking, something like that. Hey, J Dot. You came in just as we finished the trivia. Trivia just ended. You missed it all. Imagine being the dead horse transporter. Imagine that being what people call you. Hey, it's the dead horse. It's a dead horse transporter. Trivia, guess who's about to log off? I mean, pretty much. 2 hours. It's 2 hours. I'm tired. One for our live stream. No. Depends on how they probably have the contract set up. At least we have Volcano High. Yep. Goodbye, Volcano High tomorrow. Hey, sire. I'm not dead yet. Sometimes that's about the best I can hope for. Not dead yet. Chick-fil-A for... Holy shit! Was it Vanna or Jenna who said that? I remember someone right at the start of the chat said that J. Dot had Chick-fil-A for dinner tonight. Somebody does, in fact, have the inside scoop. It was Jenna? Thought so. I thought it was her. So yeah, Jenna did, in fact, have the inside scoop on J. Dot. Impressive. You had Schnitzel? Ah. That's nice. She said in Chantel's chat. Ah, okay. All right, that makes sense. Well, fair enough then. Janice just a stalker. That too. I'm pretty sure she's a stalker as well. You're looking at nothing, Uncle Buck. There's the new Silent Hill 2 remake. Beautiful graphics and new puzzles. Cool. Ready for Halloween? I will actually be off on Halloween. It'll be a Thursday, which would normally be a streaming night. We'll see if everyone is interested in me streaming on Halloween. Like gaming. I'll check next Wednesday. I'll check if everyone wants me to just do my regular gaming stream on Thursday, or if people do want me to do a regular live stream. Just chatting stream. I'll ask next week whether people want me to do my game or if they want me to chat. Have we ever done a poll? Not many. Not very many. I'm going to have a back surgery on December 12th. I hope it goes well for him. Anyway, I think I am ready to end the stream for tonight. I am ready to leave for tonight. So I'll be back tomorrow for more Goodbye Volcano High. So thanks for coming, everybody. And good night.